Business-to-business, B2B relationships between a service provider or supplier and its customer are significantly shaped by individuals on both sides and thus often a risky venture. But it doesn't have to be. If emotionalization of the brand can be achieved at the business level, entirely new perspectives on customer retention arise. How does B2B marketing typically work? How does a company acquire and maintain its business customers in a market where numerous competitors vie for the same target audience? The classical, albeit rather unimaginative solution, through price. Whoever can produce an offer at a lower cost than the competition captures the potential customer with their thriftiness. But does this not inevitably lead to a price-dumping spiral when acquiring new customers or exploiting potential in the existing clientele? Furthermore, the fundamental component of classical B2B marketing still remains vitamin B, referring to connections or networking. A lot depends on connections. Ideally, long-established customer relationships between the key account manager or sales representative on one side and the decision-maker or purchaser on the other side. It's irrelevant whether it's a physical product or a service. It's problematic, however, when a brand-new employee on the customer side suddenly takes over, favoring a competitor they've known for ages. Or alternatively, when one's own product manager changes jobs, potentially taking along a few customers. Price and the person behind the B2B contact, these are the two cornerstones and also vulnerabilities in traditional business relationships. A solution is needed for this problem area, a new marketing objective. And that's called emotionalization. This means the marketer shouldn't constantly push the customer relationship, but rather positively complement it through tailored marketing measures and the brand itself. The product, the brand, must become self-propelling, not constantly re-promoted or hyped in-house by the marketer, but rather appropriately accompanied for the customer each time. For this, the product needs to be endowed with customer-relevant added value on top, something so convincing that no better brand solution could be imagined by the consumer. Similar to B2C marketing, where the end consumer is emotionally convinced through customer experience that among all comparable items, this is the one to go for, the B2B customer should also feel that the product brings them happiness. Sounds good, some might say. This might work for lifestyle products and luxury goods, but my company produces items that don't really offer emotional hooks. For example, nails or sand, things that my business customer in turn needs as a component among many in their own products or inventory. Where could emotions come into play there? Quite simply, in such cases, the emotions aren't tied to the product itself, but to the added value that can be layered on top, the expertise and service with which the brand positions itself as a partner around the product. This might sound abstract at first. It'll become more concrete shortly. The recipient of the marketing measures is still the contact person on the customer side. The goal is to evoke positive emotions in connection with the brand. Affirmative feelings arise when something useful is associated with the brand, a service, a facilitation. This doesn't refer to mundane things like technical support or a hotline. Something that benefits both A, the company directly, and B, the customer indirectly, and thereby boosts the sales of the end product circling back to point A. A practical example is the American semiconductor manufacturer Intel. The average computer or laptop consumer might rarely be interested in the technical intricacies of an individual tiny component. Nevertheless, Intel has managed to set itself apart from competitors to the extent that the label Intel Inside became a selling point and a seal of quality for PC manufacturers, establishing itself as a specialist in the eyes of end consumers. The specifics of such an approach, of course, depend highly on the respective product. However, the approach is always the same. What can I, as a supplier, do for the customers of my customers? And what added value can I offer to the decision-maker I'm courting? Naturally, I assist them in their work and make their life easier. There are various means for this, including something as simple as An intricate PDF document explaining a product could be replaced or supplemented by an online explanatory video, which all process participants in the company can watch simultaneously. This streamlines and accelerates processes within the company. The product is pleasant because it brings no complications and avoids obstacles. Importantly, such measures should be taken proactively without the customer having to request them. With an emotionally engaged product, the outcome is that the business partner chooses the brand because they find benefits with this manufacturer or service provider that competitors don't offer. This includes service, solutions, and the perception of pleasant, because time-saving, self-explanatory, revenue-generating collaboration. Once these emotions are associated with the brand, it doesn't matter if the product is slightly more expensive than competitor products. The price competition factor is successfully neutralized. The new role of the key account manager is now to tailor general marketing measures to specific customers. This way, potentials are tapped into and served precisely, ultimately securing more market share. Throughout, the focus is always on the product, its unique selling points, and the added value provided through marketing instruments, without overly relying on individual people whose personal networks overshadow the brand value. Conclusion: if it's possible to shift the focus in business partner relationships from individuals to an emotional connection with the brand can position itself as a reliable partner for customers. Finally, the sale then becomes not just about the product, but also about its advantages and expertise. Added values that take the business out of the price competition, a mutually beneficial win-win situation.